But yeah, if that, I don't want that as a copyright strike. I may keep it in. I might cut it out. I don't know. I just don't want a copyright strike. But yeah, I got some new fan art. I don't know if I've shown you guys yet. So I will show you guys now while we got a minute left. Oh, okay, shit. I may have to take that out then. I may have to take Country Roads out, but you guys are all here for it. You know I played Country Roads. Um, but yeah, I got some new fan art. Let me actually kind of flip this around. This is from John in my chat, so thank you, John. We got a little mermaid there. We got Loch Ness Monster. We got a cute little Mothman with a little smile and some angry, and a surprise and an angry Fresno Nightcrawler. And then this is from my friend Molly. It's a cute little Mothman who looks like he's wearing boots. I like Mothman in boots. I need another Zack for that. Where does my dad keep these things? And I'll just take one more, just cause. We're good. Alright guys, sorry about that. So, welcome to Cryptocast, guys, your source for all things crypto-related, unknown, and paranormal. I'm your host, Parker. I hope you guys have had a great week so far. I'm so glad it's a fucking weekend. I can't stand college right now. I hate my fucking English teacher. She's such a bitch. But that's another point. That's for another story. But today, we're going to be talking about the cryptids of West Virginia. So there are so many different cryptids in West Virginia. It's honestly probably like one of the most famous states when it comes to this stuff because we have Mothman down there, we have the Flatwoods Monster, we have all the really popular cryptids down in West Virginia, along with some that not a lot of people know about and that are actually really fucking interesting. So yeah, let's talk about some of these. But before I get into these guys, some people have told me that they're like, Parker, an hour for a stream for a podcast for a stream is a bit too long. Do you think can you shorten it in some way? And I'm thinking, mostly my parents said that, but don't tell them I said that. They're like, an hour, they can't sit through an hour shit. But so do you guys think I should shorten it? I'm probably gonna make a Twitter poll after this about saying, like, should I keep it an hour in length? Is an hour good for you guys, or do you want it a little shorter, or just keep it where it is right now? So I'll make a poll on Twitter for it after I'm done here. And so I just want to say that to get that out of the way. What else? I'm probably gonna be uploading a new video on my second channel today, Parker's Plights. Link to that will be in the description of the video after this. And I'm trying to think, is there anything else I need to talk about? Well, I showed you guys I got new fan art on the back and everything. Little man right here. This one right here. Wait, no. This on camera. There we go. Nope, right here. Yep. Okay. So if you guys do have any fan art for me, you wanted me to put on the wall in the back, send it to me through my Discord or any of my social media links in the description below. I check that a lot, guys. So if you have any fan art for me that you want me to put on the wall, just let me know. Send it to me. I'll put it on my wall, and you guys will get a shout out as well. So just if you have that, be sure to send it to me because I love getting fan art from you guys. But yeah, I actually do feel like a little bit more energized today than I have the past couple of weeks. If you couldn't tell, like the last couple streams, I kind of seemed a little bit dead. It's just because I've been under a lot of stress lately. And today, for once, I actually feel good, which is actually surprising because I was thinking about maybe calling off the stream today so I can have a stress day. But no, I actually feel okay today for once. So I'm actually doing the stream today. I feel good. I actually feel better. I actually feel like in a little while, so yeah, so I'm actually doing a lot better, so that's why I'm doing the stream today. Also, guys, if you do have any stream suggestions for me that you would like me to cover in the future, let me know because currently I'm kind of running out of ideas right now. Still going to do my 50 states exploration where we talk about the cryptids from each 50 states. But if you guys have other stream suggestions for me, please, please let me know because I would really appreciate that, guys. Um, I've done Ohio, I've done New Jersey. I feel like I've done another one. I don't know, but I'm also doing right now West Virginia. So if you guys have any more stream suggestions for me, like I can do paranormal stuff, I can do another SCP stream. I'm probably gonna do that soon in March because I just did a little hiatus of that because people were kind of getting a little tired of it, and I figured it's kind of good to mix it up every now and then. So I'll get back into that SCP stuff probably in March. Um, St. Patrick's Day is coming up. Maybe I could do like a little special stream for that about Celtic cryptids. I don't know if they're called Celtic or Celtic. They're one of the two. I don't know how to pronounce it, but um, I could do a special stream on that. I could do a stream about famous ghosts. I could just do pretty much anything paranormal, cryptid related, or just like some other stuff too. But I really want to do at some point. I've been working on this hard, guys. I've been messaging I've been messaging other YouTubers who are in like this community as well, like the cryptid community. Okay, it's with a K sound. But I've been talking to other YouTubers, like the paranormal YouTubers, cryptid YouTubers, all that stuff. And I sent out a couple messages. I'm hoping to hear back from them soon because I want to try to get some interview some other YouTubers and talk to them about what they think about cryptids and stuff. So yeah, I've been trying to get into contact with some of these guys. I'm waiting to hear back from a couple of them. So if you guys have any suggestions for um, YouTubers like that you want me to interview and possibly send a message to see if they can appear on the channel and I can message them, let me know. I sent a message to Chills and um, the Paranormal Files, so I'm hoping to hear back from them soon. Um, so yeah, if you guys have any suggestions for me, let me know. And I also one day I want to do a lot of people in my Discord. They have a lot of stories to share because we have a cryptid experience section in here. And I'm thinking maybe one day for a stream, I could go into the Discord and have people talk on here and share their cryptid encounters with me as well. So it would be a good way to interact with the fans, interact with you guys, and I think that would be really fun. I do like hearing all these stories that you guys send, and I like reading them in my Discord server. So I might do that someday. Just go into a voice chat in there and have people come in and just talk to me about their cryptid and paranormal encounters for a stream. If that's something you're interested in, let me know because I think that would be pretty fun to do. Um, so I've been rambling on here for a while now. Let's get into the cryptids of West Virginia. The whole reason you guys came out here tonight, which I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you all for showing up. It means the absolute world to me that I can't talk tonight. But so let me see. I don't know who to start off with tonight. I don't know if I should start with a well-known one or a not so well-known one because Mothman's huge. Flatwoods Monster's huge. I'm gonna go with I'll start off with let's go with Flatwoods Monster. So the Flatwoods Monster, it's an alleged alien found in Braxton County in the Flatwoods of West Virginia. And if you guys don't know what the Flatwoods Monster looks like, I have this picture, this lovely picture right here of the Flatwoods Monster. As you can see, it kind of has like a spade shaped head. Kind of looks like it's wearing a dress, but other people have speculated that that dress is actually sort of like a little mechanism that actually allows it to fly through the air and the sky and everything, which is pretty cool. It has those long arms, it has those huge eyes. Its face is alleged to be red, it has glowing yellow eyes, and those are pretty much most of its facial features. So because of this, some people speculated, oh, it's a barn owl or something because barn owls they have that disc shaped face, they have those eyes that kind of like reflect light and everything, and people really didn't hear noise when this creature approached, which is typical with owls because when owls fly, you rarely hear them unless you're like actively trying to listen for him really silently. So that's why many people believe that the Flatwoods Monster is actually an owl. However, people say the creature is about 10 feet tall. No owls are 10 feet tall, and it's 4 feet wide, and it's wearing like some sort of robotic suit or spacecraft. So it's a really weird creature. And the first sighting was at 7:15 p.m. on September in 1952. Three boys witnessed across the sky. The object came to rest on land belonging to a local farmer. Once they saw the thing land, the boys went to one of their mom's houses, and a group of locals went to the farm to try to find whatever it was the boys had seen. One of the locals' dogs ran ahead out of sight and started barking, and moments later ran back to the group with its tail between its legs. After traveling about a fourth of a mile, what the heck is this? He adds, the group reached the top of the hill, where they had reportedly saw a huge pulsating ball of fire about 50 feet away. They also saw and smelled a mist that made their eyes and nose burn. A farmer then noticed two small lights over to the left of the object, and I forgot to turn that light off, so the cuckoo clock's going nuts. Fuck me. Let's talk over it. And directed his flashlight towards them, revealing the creature, which was reported to have emitted a shrill hissing noise before gliding towards them, changing direction, and then heading off towards the red light. At this point, the group fled in panic. So another thing, barn owls too, which is this is another reason why people believe that the Flatwoods Monster could be a barn owl. Because barn owls, they don't hoot like typical owls. They just don't go like woo 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 or woo woo. They actually make like a really raspy hissing noise, kind of like that these kids reported. So some people believe that, like I was saying, this is another reason that people believe it was a barn owl. And barn owls usually really don't attack people unless they're like defending their nest or something. So people do believe that it couldn't be a barn owl. And yeah, barn owls aren't 10 feet tall either, alien heck. So it is weird. But another thing that I have heard too from reports and sightings and everything, that sometimes people take like the height and everything out of proportion because they're so scared. Kind of like with some Thunderbird sightings, people think that like they see this huge, massive bird when it turns out only was like a red-tailed hawk or something. So some people just like really drag it out of proportion. But I mean, if this thing's like hovering towards them, like with a thing, barn owls don't have that. So I mean, I don't know. It was kind of left up to interpretation, so we still don't know what it was. But upon returning home, the mother contacted the local sheriff and a news reporter. The reporter conducted a number of interviews and returned to the site with the farmer late that night, where he reported that there was a sickening burnt metallic odor still prevailing. The sheriff and his deputies searched the area separately but found no trace of the encounter. So, pretty much everybody who came into contact with that gas afterwards that the creature emitted, um, Flatwoods Monster had a fucking fart. They really do. That's what I've heard. I haven't seen one at night, but I heard they are really creepy at night. Um, and honestly, too, one of the biggest fears for people, I don't know if it kind of relates back to, I guess, like an earlier ancestor or something of people, but they believe that our fear, sometimes our fear, sometimes people are scared of birds because, like I was saying, like an ancestor or something, like an early ancestor, like a monkey or something. I don't know. Evolution's weird. So, like birds were probably like our natural predators back then. So people see like these giant birds flying, which kind of freaks people out because I guess it's that primal instinct, that primal fear that really gets people. So, but the smell that this creature emitted from this gas, the Flatwoods Monster let a fat one out on in the forest. Everybody went back home and later got really sick from that gas. And they said it was like a strange metallic gas. I don't know what kind of gas makes the sound, like makes the sound. I don't know what kind of gas would smell metallic. Do you guys have any idea? I was thinking maybe like, does mercury have an odor? It could be mercury. I don't know if mercury has an odor. Because if it is mercury, then that would explain a lot because mercury does get people sick. I don't know if mercury has an odor though. I don't know. That's actually a good idea. Sounds like more like a repellent cleaning solution to kill up any substances so it can be safe for them. That's a good idea. Just a Flatwoods monster just comes out with like a little spray bottle of Febreze, just sprays the air, um, so it won't get sick. Flatwoods monster is a germaphobe, confirmed. Kind of like me, but that's another story. So let me see. Early the next morning, the reporter visited the site of the encounter for a second time and discovered two tracks in the mud, as well as traces of a thick black liquid. He immediately reported them as being possible signs of a saucer landing, based on the premise that the area had not been subjected to traffic for at least a year. It was later revealed that the tracks were likely to have been those of a Chevrolet pickup truck driven by a local who had gone to the site to look for the creature some hours prior to Stewart's discovery. After the event, investigators associated with the civilian saucer investigation obtained a number of accounts from witnesses who claimed to have experienced a similar or related phenomenon. These accounts included the story of a mother and her 21-year-old daughter, her 21-year-old daughter, who claimed to have encountered a creature with the appearance and odor a week prior to the September 21st incident. So this lady and her, or September 12th incident. So this lady was out with her daughter, and she reportedly saw the same creature too, and the smell. The encounter reportedly affected the daughter so badly that she was confined to a hospital for 3 weeks. They also gathered a statement from the mother of a local farmer in which she said that the approximate time of the crash, her house had been violently shaken and her radio cut out for 45 minutes. And a report from the director of the local board of education in which he claimed to have seen a flying saucer taking off at 6:30 on the morning of September 13th, the morning after the creature was sighted. So the Flywoods monster, the day after it was first sighted in these woods, it this actually the school board, the director of education from the board of education, he actually saw a UFO fly back off into the sky. So I guess the creature left then. But and there's one other case in here too that kind of gets me a bit too. It said the crash had shaken her house so violently and the radio cut out. Now, I've seen like those things where like aliens, like on TV and everything, aliens kind of like interact with like the power sources and everything, kind of like short circuit stuff, so and make things unable to work. So I don't know if it was the vibrations from the crash that affected that lady's radio, or if it was just the alien kind of like disrupting it, like we see in TV and everything. So that's that's a good question right there. The day after the Flatwoods incident, a couple taking a leisurely drive through the mountains of Frametown, West Virginia at dusk were met with a similarly, I can't talk tonight, guys, I'm sorry, horrific experience. Their car came to a sudden stop and refused to start again. So I guess that's kind of like the alien, like, technology sort of like messing with our technology or whatever. Shortly thereafter, a putrid sulfuric odor filled the air. The couple circling the vehicle in hopes of spying the culprit spotted something far worse than they could have imagined. From the waist down, it was similar to the Flatwoods monster, but from the waist up, it was a reptilian humanoid. This creature, thought to be the same creature sighted in Flatwoods, is known as the Frametown monster. So people after this, they saw like a reptilian kind of monster from the waist, like it looked like a reptile. And then the Flatwoods monster appeared, it says, in some pop culture, so I just want to kind of mention that because I saw a picture that was really cool. The Flatwoods design is popular in Japanese UFO culture, having been used in numerous video games and media. Notable examples include the Flatwoods monster appeared as a final boss of the NES video game Amagon and the Stage O2 boss of the video game Space Harrier 2. And here's a picture of that. So he appeared as a final boss in a video game, which is pretty cool. In the anime series, Sergeant Frog, an alien modeled after the Flatwoods monster, appears in the episode "Till You Make It." She just want to get some fresh air. The Legend of Zelda: Majora's Mask features creatures referred to them as invading Romani Ranch. Referred to as them invading Romani Ranch that bear striking resemblance to the Flatwoods monster, where they obviously meant to be aliens. They are most likely to believe ghosts or demons by the residents of Zelda, since they live in a fantasy world where the concept of life on other planets doesn't exist. In the Wii U game Wonderful 101, the character Gimme has a striking resemblance to the Flatwoods monster. On the show Mountain Monsters, God, I fucking hate that show so fucking much. On Destination America, the Ames team goes to Braxton County, West Virginia to investigate a similar cryptid, the Shadow Creature, that could possibly be a reptilian version of the Flatwoods monster, only without the skirt structure around its waist. In the 3DS game Tomodachi Life, the Flatwoods monster makes an appearance along with other cryptids in the mystery interior. In the XBLA game Happy Wars, there was a weapon called the Flatwoods monster. And here are... What did I click on? I just wanted the picture. Okay, it won't let me for some reason, but here's them from the Legend of Zelda. As you can kind of see, it looks Flatwoods monster almost. You got the eyes, the kind of same claw structure. It looks really shorter, but it has the skirt, the little spade head right there, which is really cool. I want to look this up in Tomodachi Life. People do think that it was just wearing... Yeah, people do believe that it was wearing some kind of armor. And I guess that makes sense because, I mean, it could... In that picture that I have on my back wall there, that could have been just like a helmet it was wearing, like thing, but it really could be like a little reptilian kind of creature underneath all that. Oh, hey. There we go. So in Tomodachi Life, here we go. Woods Monster and Mothman. We get in Tomodachi Life. And it looks like in this frame here, we have a Bigfoot too. I'll find that for you. Let me look for that. What was the anime called? Gotta find it. Hold on, guys. Just give me a minute. Trying to find it here. Oh, there he is. Right there. That's kind of cute. Let me see. That was cute. So let me move on to the next one then. It's adorable. But before I go, guys, back to another cryptid. I found this picture. Looks like he's ready to fuck somebody. That little gray alien looks like a Pokemon trainer, and that's like his fully evolved starter Pokemon right up the Elite Four. Okay, let me go back. All right, so I'm going to move on to a lesser known one. I'm going to save Mothman actually for the very, very last. We're going to be talking about sheep squatch. So, what the sheep squatch is, it's a Sasquatch like creature that has horns and is kind of covered in wool almost, kind of like a sheep. And it's found in Boone, Kanawha, Putman, and Mason in West Virginia. So it's described as being a quadruped, so it's on all fours, and it's about the size of a bear. Um, Not that kind of bear, not the gay naked, but and it has entirely white wool-like fur. It has a long and pointed head similar to a dog, but with saber-like teeth and a single pint set of states have personas, and they're all versions of Bigfoot. Teeth, set of horns not dissimilar from those found on a young goat. Its forelimbs end in paw-like hands similar to those of a raccoon, but larger, while its tail is long and hairless like that of an opossum. It is reputed to smell like sulfur, which has been attributed through folklore to the beast being born within the TNT. Yes, it is the sheep squatch alienac. Yes, it is. It's found in the TNT area in Mason County, kind of like Mothman was, who we'll get to shortly. Though this is not likely and instead may be a musk scent gland similar to those found in many species in the carnivora, such as weasels and skunks. Here's a picture I'm gonna show you guys. This is what I believe that it looks like. I know this literally looks like something out of Dark Souls, but that's the goat. Not the fucking goat. Watch. Fucking hell. Excuse me. In 1994, former Navy seaman stated that having witnessed the beast breaking through the forest after ingesting a mound of shroom caps he found on the forest floor, the white thing. Oh, fucking hell. This guy saw the thing breaking through the forest after he ate shrooms. He ate fucking shroom. Dear God. Just a second, guys. Okay, I'm good now. The white thing breached the brush, crossing the creek, observed the animal for a while before it moved into the surrounding brush. This guy fucking ate mushrooms and then saw this. I still can't get over that. Within the same year, two children observed the creature while playing in their yard in Boone County. I don't know. It says in 1994, a former Navy seaman stated having witnessed the beast break through the forest. It doesn't specify who. Yeah, I think it says the man did. It doesn't really specify who, but the way that it's talking, I really assume the man ate the shrooms. But guys, in all honesty, though, because mushrooms you find in the forest, you need an expert to go with you unless you really know what you're doing, like you're a seasoned mushroom connoisseur, enthusiast, exploration person, whatever the fuck you want to call it, because I don't want you guys finding the wrong mushroom and then eating it and then dying. So be careful with the mushrooms in the woods, guys. Leave them to nature, man. Also, I do not condone drugs on this channel, so do not take shrooms or the marijuana or any of that stuff. Just be safe, guys. Be safe. Stay pure for the Lord. Stay pure for the Lord. So within the same year, 2 children observed the creature. This is the sheep squatch wiki page that I'm reading off of right now. So within the same year, 2 children observed the creature while playing in their yard within Boone County. What they reported having... Stephanie, this is why we can't have nice things. Stephanie, you need Jesus more than anyone. Within the same... So I mentioned that. It was over 6 feet tall, and it stood up on its hind legs. Presumably it did this in a manner similar to bears, trying to observe as opposed to walking bipedally. Startled by the children, the beast ran off through the forest, breaking medium-sized limbs off the trees in its path. So in the same year, this creature has seen so fucking much. In 1995, the creature was spotted a year later, this time involving a car. A couple driving through Boone County observed a large white beast sitting in a ditch alongside the roadway. As many curious passerbys might do in such a situation, they stopped their car to get a better look at it. They came to describe the creature again, mostly similar to earlier descriptions, yet they added the creature had 4 eyes. Was it wearing glasses? I don't know. In stark contrast to the last sighting, where the sheep squatch fled the scene, the creature leaped out of the ditch and started to attack the car. Frightened by the attack, like any sane fucking person would, the couple drove off quickly, and once they arrived back home, noticed large scratches on the side where the beast had attacked. It dug the keys into the side of their pretty little souped-up 4-wheel drive, and it carved their name into their leather seats. Then it picked up a baseball bat and broke their headlights. Fucking hate that song. I heard it on the radio earlier. God, I hate it. Let me see. In 1999, bizarre summer. Fucking JoJo every fucking time. This thing's probably a JoJo reference too, I swear to God. Another incident in 1999 involved a couple of campers who were in the forest at night, again in Boone County, around a bonfire. They eventually heard an animal snorting and scuffling around the camp in a manner similar to that of an aggravated bear, though it did not come to the light of the campfire immediately. So this shit knows what it's doing. All of a sudden, the sheep squatch suddenly charged out of the darkness at the campers. Reacting quickly, they jumped up and ran back into their houses, all the while being pursued by the sheep squatch. The white thing stopped at the edge of the forest when they crossed it and let out a terrible scream. Skinwalker with a sheep squatch stand. If the sheep squatch was a stand, what would its power be? What would its power be? Would it be like the world? Could it stop time and just fuck up things? Would its power be to grow its horns out, just like long and just impale people with its horns? Does it just shit in ditches? Does it fling poop at people? Does it I don't know what it does. The next morning, the campers returned to their campsite and the trail home, finding it to be torn up. They referred to it as oh. Wait a minute. Oh, I see something on my screen. Fuck yeah! Oh, I see something on my screen. Fuck yeah! Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Awesome. It does happen a lot, Nightbird. I don't know how to fix it. I really don't know how, but it does happen a lot. Actually, it's been happening kind of a little bit more than usual lately, Seth. I don't know why. I really need to fix it. I don't know if the signal's bad in the basement or what, but I really need to do something about it. So I'm sorry about that interruption there, guys. Let me get back to the thing. So the latest sighting of the sheep squatch was back in 2015. So 4 years ago. Jesus, was 2015 really that far away? Really that old now? Fucking hell. I was 17 back then. Jesus Christ. In Folks Run, Virginia, the beast was spotted once again in the forests of Appalachia. The creature was spotted close to midnight by 6 campers spending the night in the dense woods. The beast was reportedly 8 to 9 feet tall with a shoulder length of 4 to 5 feet. One of the campers first saw the beast at the top of the nearby hill in a crouching position. Um, then stood up and he alerted the other campers. Then it started running down a steep hill towards the campers, but they were separated by the river that was flowing through. They look in horror as it searched for a way to cross, and with no other option. I'm watching you, Stephanie. With no other option, began to wade through the river. It finally came out of the water, and the campers reported that it appeared like a bipedal dog in the chest with its fur wet from the river crossing. Then a loud gut-based screech was heard about 2 miles off from where they were. Then the sheep squatch looked up in shock, just high enough so the moonlight was in its face. The campers looked on in fear as it let out a pathetic whimper, then in a sprint ran in the opposite direction to the noise. The campers quickly packed up and left and reported to the locals, fearing that if the authorities were informed, they would be ridiculed. The identity of the campers is unknown as of March 2016. Yeah, nobody knows what this thing is. It's really bizarre. Okay, now we're gonna. Hi, Ryan. You're good. It probably saw my video, and the video scared it off. That's the only logical explanation here. My videos tend to do that to people. Okay, now we're getting in. Now we're gonna kind of leech off of the sheep squatch. Galaxy, how are ya? So we're gonna leech off this sheep squatch though, and we're gonna go into the white things. Um, that's not racist. I swear. I swear. They're actually called the white things. Most notably, the sheep squatch, which appears in the show Mountain Monsters, are among the most historically infamous cryptids in West Virginia. Described to have dog-like features, but in different accounts, it does. In different accounts, some humanoid creatures like Bigfoot, demons, or even prehistoric cats. And I don't know why I'm playing with this, but I am. White creatures are well known to live in the mountain folk of West Virginia. Like black mystery dogs, they roam the isolated wooded areas. They appear in various shapes, and possibly large dogs and a lion, and it was stark white with long shaggy hair. White things are described also resembling wolves, bears, and cows, and even huge badgers. They are covered with a long, shaggy, snow white or dirty white hair, and they often have immense jaws and fangs. They move at lightning speed, sometimes on 2 legs rather than 4. Sometimes they seem to have too many legs. Um, Let me see. Sometimes they seem to have too many legs. Their chilling scream sounds like a woman being raped or murdered. Whatever they are blood. They are bloodthirsty and attack without provocation. The attacks are so real that people actually feel the beast's fangs tearing into their flesh. But when the attack is over, they are shocked to find not a mark on their body. However, the beasts rip up animals in the fashion of a werewolf, tearing out their throats and mutilating their bodies, and leave the corpses bloodless and without a trace of blood around. Um, like all mysterious creatures, there are variations in descriptions of white things and even labels. Some of the white mysterious beings are called white devils. For they have red eyes and long, sharp claws and are able to walk and run upright. Ooh, let me see. I'll find If I find out where they are, I'll let you know. Yeah, in the Appalachia. Some of these beasts have a connection to cemeteries, not an aversion, and thus are a death omen. Flight. A mysterious white creature was seen in July 1973 in the TNT area of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, the epicenter of the Mothman sightings. During 1966 and 1967 wave, this creature, however, looked nothing like the original Mothman. In 1994, a 28-year-old man said that he was 7 years old at the time. He was riding in a car with his family members. The witness described this thing mostly as white, no wings, with real thick, shaggy hair. No face was seen, but the head was about 3 feet wide. The creature appeared suddenly alongside the car and floated through the air, following them for a few moments at about 65 miles an hour. So people believe that these white things can change their shape. So this one right here was trying to mimic Mothman, but it didn't have wings. Um, they couldn't see its face, but it was just sort of like floating by the car, so it was trying to mimic Mothman, which is fucking crazy. And these things are in Cherokee mythology. I'm part Cherokee too, so this is actually pretty cool for me. In Cherokee lore, the sudden appearance of a white wolf heralds a magic premature death. Over time, the white wolf became a white dog in Appalachian lore. The dog is large and powerful in build, a handsome creature despite hair that is somewhat matted and unkept. My hair's matted and unkept. The dogs show up in roads, follows people home, and sits at a distance from dwellings as though waiting for someone. The white dog does indeed wait, not for a friend or lost owner, but for death. It is always seen by the person who is about to die, and sometimes by others who are close to the person. The dog is invisible to others. Once the white dog appears, the person is marked for death and dies tragically within a few days or 2 weeks. So these things have been going back all the way since Cherokee mythology. We still don't know what they are, and like I said, they can mimic people, mimic animals. Like we saw that one actually try to mimic Mothman and fly, which is really unusual. So these are really unusual creatures, but they're really cool. So now we're gonna move on to the very last cryptid in West Virginia and possibly the most fucking famous one of all time. Me. No, I'm not in West Virginia. But um of course, I'm talking about the Mothman. Excuse me. Okay. The state of West Virginia has had its fair share of strange and often inexplicable events, such as the visitation of the Flatwoods Monster and Indrid Cold. I forgot he was in West Virginia, but he wasn't on the list. If I have time, I'll look him up for you guys. I talked about him before. But perhaps the strangest yet is the arrival of the creature known as the Mothman, who changed the sleepy little town of Point Pleasant over forever when it swooped in on one cold autumn night in 1966. Today, Mothman is one of the most well-known cryptids in the world, made famous by John Keel's book, later adapted to film, The Mothman Prophecies. Mothman is also hunted in Mountain Monsters on Destination America. But guys, let's fucking talk about that. I hate Mountain Monsters so much. Like, you wouldn't believe. I hate them so fucking much, guys. The show is fucking. I'm not. This is just my opinion right here. So if you guys like the show, that's great. I'm glad you guys can like something that I'm fucking okay, guys. I am okay. I just fell out of my chair. I am okay. Oh god, that hurt a bit, but I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm okay. So, Mountain Monsters. I'm glad you guys. If you guys like that show, I'm not trying to diss you guys if you like the show, but I'm glad you guys can like something I don't really enjoy. But Mountain Monsters is the weirdest show that I've ever seen. Okay, um, they try to capture Mothman by setting up like a giant bug zapper to try to attract it, which is absolutely fucking horrible. Honestly, in my opinion, Mountain Monsters is it's just pretty much a joke. They're not. That's my opinion of it. I think Mountain Monsters is a joke to all people who are genuinely interested in cryptozoology. I really think it's just a fucking joke. The show's a joke. What they do is a joke. They haven't done anything, and I just don't like Mountain Monsters. And they get all their facts wrong, and it's just not a good show, guys. It's just really not. It's really not. So the first recorded sighting of Mothman took place on November 12th, 1966, near Clendon in West Virginia. 5 men were in a cemetery preparing a grave for burial when they saw something they couldn't explain. Lifting off from the nearby trees was a brown-winged creature. The men held to the fact that what lifted off beyond the trees was no bird, it was humanoid. It was probably just some dude on a hang glider. I like hang glider. I want a fucking hang glider. Okay, I'm gonna be honest here, guys. Did I ever tell you guys that for the longest time, like when I was younger, I wanted to be like I figured it would just be cool to kind of be like a masked crime fighting hero. So I'm just gonna take a little sidetrack right here. So this is me just kind of geeking out here. So I wanted to be like I figured it's gonna be cool. I was gonna be like I want to get a hang glider so I can fly. I just be like a masked superhero, and I was gonna make a costume based off of this guy right here, Blackwing Silverwind the Ascendant, and I was just gonna fly around with like a fucking like lead pipe and just like fight crime from a hang glider. But but I don't know. It's so weird looking back at it now, but funny as shit. Like fuck, I still want a hang glider just for this actually. But that's just me. That's just me. He does look like a stand. He really it's like one of those suit stands like White Album. Oh god. That one JoJo stand, White Album. And which is a stand named after the Beatles, White Album. It has an ability called Gently Weeps, which just protects himself in ice, and it's the weirdest thing, but I love it. The creature was sighted in many places across West Virginia and the surrounding states, but the largest number of sightings happened near the old West Virginia Ordnance Works, an area now known by locals as the TNT area. West Virginia Ordnance Works is an abandoned munitions to the north point of Point Pleasant, West Virginia, that dates back to World War II. I crashed, guys. I'm sorry. So during its operation, manufactured ammunition and dynamite. The surrounding area is mostly forest dotted with numerous grassy clearings and thick concrete domes called igloos that were used to store barrels of gunpowder. The area is also riddled with abandoned tunnels, most of which have been sealed off or become flooded with water. A wildlife sanctuary, McClinton Wildlife Management, now encompasses the area. In 1979, fishermen in the TNT area reported that chemicals had been left to seep into ponds, causing it to be labeled an environmental disaster by the year 1983. TNT was the TNT area was among the country's most polluted sites. So this is it's one of the most polluted sites in America right now. It might not be anymore. I don't know, but it is one of the, or was at one point, one of the most polluted areas. It was here in the TNT area on the cold night of November 15th, 1966, 3 days after the first sighting took place, that two young couples would encounter this bizarre creature. Roger and Linda Scarberry were driving in Roger's black '57 Chevy Bel Air with Steve and Mary Mallet through the area around midnight when Linda noticed unbelievably two large glowing red eyes in the darkness beside the Old North PowerPoint plant and screamed. They soon learned that these red eyes belonged to something that looked frankly human. About 7 feet tall, with wings folded against its back, Roger stalled in the road for a minute, inspecting the strange creature. The four realized immediately that their spectacle was no ordinary bird. The true horror began, however, when the creature spreads its wings and pursued them down Highway 62 to Point Pleasant city limits at speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour. So this fucker is fast. It's probably just Dio, but it's fast as fuck. Insert that Keemstar meme here. I'm fast as fuck, boy. I don't like Keemstar. The four arrived in town, startled and confused, with no sign of the mysterious bird that had chased them. Roger parked his car at the edge of the town, and they discussed their encounter, eventually deciding that what they saw was nothing more than an aberrant bird. And in an attempt to face their fears, they drove again towards the TNT area. It wasn't long before they saw the creature again, apparently waiting on them beside Route 62. The couples now realized that their stalker was no bird, but in the instant that the car's headlights landed on the creature, it lifted vertically into the air with tremendous speed and disappeared above the tree line. The time when they arrived into town, they went to the Mason County Courthouse and told their story to the sheriff George Johnson and Deputy Miller Halstead. 2 hours later, city police began investigating the area, only to return empty-handed. The next day, a press conference was held, and the local press began printing on the story, causing others to come forward with previous and future sightings. This was a major event that started it all in the November 16th issue of the Point Pleasant Register. The strange encounter would be brought to the public eye with a headline, "Couple Sees Man-Sized Bird Creature Something." The strange encounter in the TNT area was a harrowing experience for everyone involved, and on the morning of November 16th, 1966, Linda Scarberry rushed to the hospital by her father after experiencing a nervous breakdown on the phenomenon. Roger Scarberry stated, "I'm a hard guy to scare, but last night I was getting out of there." So this thing scared the crap out of everybody who saw it. So let me just... I'm running out of time. I can probably finish this really quick, and then I'll probably end it after this. The creature would be seen throughout the next 13 months in Point Pleasant, and it was estimated that there were over 100 sightings within this time. Though these unidentifiable reports and the actual number of reported sightings may be quite lower, Mothman witnesses were also harassed by the men in black, who wanted them to not speak out about the creature. The strange sightings all seem to culminate in the collapse of the Silver Bridge on December 15th, 1967. Many similar cryptids and creatures have been seen worldwide. The sightings are similar to Mothman in many ways, including the fact that most of them seem to be heralds of impending disasters. Some of the places Mothman or its fellows have visited include a mine in Freiburg, Germany, where the Mothman-like creature scared miners away shortly before a collapse, so it actually helped them out there. Another notable visit was to the nuclear power plant at Chernobyl. There are also two Mothman pictures taken in New York on 9/11 and multiple sightings before the Minnesota bridge collapse. So here's one of the pictures in New York during the events. You can see the creature right there. Bird or actually Mothman, we still don't know, but that's Mothman. Wow. Some believe that the Mothman tries to warn people about disasters about to happen, such as the Freiburg and Chernobyl sightings listed above. However, since there only seems to be one Mothman instead of a bunch of his kind, and since he seems rather paranormal, these sightings are not much interest to cryptozoologists who want to discover new kinds of creatures. So, if you guys have heard of the Blackbird of Chernobyl, that's also Mothman. And here in my state of Missouri, we have these things called the butterfly people of Joplin, and they're sort of similar to the Mothman in many ways, except they look more like butterflies. And on Good Friday, one day here in Missouri, we had this really bad tornado, and it completely destroyed the city of Joplin. And locals reported that these butterfly people were like holding on to them, helping them through the storm and everything. And there's actually a mural dedicated to them called The Butterfly Effect, and as a tribute to them. But most people saw them, and these butterfly men were actively going out of their way to protect the citizens of Joplin. What the heck? Mothman is described as a bipedal winged humanoid. Despite his name, which was given to him by newspapers, he is in no way moth-like. His coloration varies from black, gray, to even brown. Although it's usually the darker shades, he's often reported to be about 7 feet tall. Make a book, guys. Can somebody make a really, really, really raunchy fan fiction and send it to me, please? Call it 50 Shades of Mothman, since he seems to have so many colors. Just please make a really raunchy fan fiction called 50 Shades of Mothman. I would love to read it. He's often reported to be about 7 feet tall, with a wingspan of about 10 to 15 feet or more. Plus, he has the ability to fly over 100 miles per hour. Sometimes he's described as not having a head, with the two huge red eyes set in his chest. Oh no. Filled with cheese. These eyes are reported to be glowing or at least reflective. The details of his face and feet have never been adequately described. One witness who saw the face clearly could only say that the details were horrible and monstrous. Kind of like some of the exes I dated. She had terrible nightmares and nearly suffered a nervous breakdown. Anyone who gets a close look at the Mothman seems to suffer from extreme fear and psychological distress, sometimes lasting for months or even years afterwards. In particular, people say that they sense a pure evil overcomes them when they see Mothman's eyes. He can fold his wings and walk with a weird shuffle that many witnesses compare to a penguin. Oh my god, can somebody please draw that for me? Please, I would fucking love you forever if somebody drew that for me. Mothman walking like a penguin, or like a little line of penguins and Mothman following them behind. Can somebody please draw that for me? I'm begging you guys. Someone please draw that for me. I would fucking love that. When he flies, he unfolds his wings and shoots straight up with great speed, then levels out to go wherever he wants to go. He's rarely observed flapping his wings except for on takeoff. Witnesses often described his flight pattern as straight up like a helicopter. He can fly much faster than any bird and should be able to fly. As measured by those victims who suffered from what seems to be Mothman's favorite activity, chasing cars, he'll fly in front of them and even sometimes hit at the roof. Just imagine you're driving, then all of a sudden this Mothman just comes and is like just attacking the roof of your car. There has yet to be any credible physical photograph or evidence truly supporting the existence of Mothman. A few photos that have been mistaken for Mothman, such as a photo of a bridge taken in 2003, which just turned out to be a piece of the metal tilting falling off. There have also been some Photoshop images, mostly done for art purposes, not to fool anyone. So this is one of the more famous pictures that people think is Mothman, but that is actually a metal piece of the that's coming off. And then this one's clearly a Photoshop version of Mothman in the background of that. But Yeah, I didn't know that one was actually a metal thing on the bridge until I read this here. So I just have two more sections to read about this, just two short ones, and then I'm gonna go off for the night. Mothman's sightings have been associated with at least two other cryptids, gigantic thunderbirds with gray bodies and red that were sighted in the same area at the same time by a few excuse me, witnesses, and Owlman, which is an identical creature with wings and red eyes sighted in Cornwall, England in 1976. Sheriff George Johnson, who the original witnesses contacted, believed that the Mothman may have been a large heron. Wildlife biologist Dr. Robert L. Smith at West Virginia University thought that Mothman was a sandhill crane, which the newspapers then reported on, but the witnesses completely disagreed. Skeptic Joe Nickel posited owls as an explanation because of their eye shine and their silhouette resembling the headless Mothman. Most modern skeptics seem to agree with Joe Nickel, but the sightings might just be too extraordinary to attribute to them as such animals. So some people believe that Mothman is an owl, and I do think that actually is a really kind of good, strong theory because owls' eyes do reflect light, and if they have their head kind of, they can move their head. If they kind of have their head ducked down a bit, it seems headless. But I've never heard of an owl flying at 100 miles an hour chasing a car. So personally, I don't think it is an owl. But for all the skeptics out there, that is a decent theory. I feel like some of the sightings of Mothman may have been an owl, but not all of them. And then two legends from the Shawnee Indian lore mention creatures closely resembling Mothman, deemed Misingwa and Wapi, respectively. In the legend of, let me see, in the legend of Misingwa, description of Mothman is indeed similar to Bigfoot by ceremonial dress used during the bread dance. The Wapi legend is also similar in that it's part of the Shawnee lore, and that a family of Indians close to become Whitehawks living in the forest near Point Pleasant. Let me see. Some believe that the great horned owls are they are huge, but yeah, Seth, I agree too. Great horned owls are very common, and like I said, it could have just been a great horned owl with its head ducked down, its arms out, like the light reflecting its eyes. And like I said too, I do believe that some of the signs of the Mothman were actually owls, but not all of them. I do believe some people did see an unknown creature. However, I do believe that a good portion of those sightings were actually owls. Some believe the Mothman may be an angel, demon, or the product of a blood curse placed upon the town by Chief Cornstalk, who was murdered along with the son in the area. Similarly, the curse theory is one very attached to the collapse of the Silver Bridge. So some people blame the Mothman for the collapse of the Silver Bridge, and others believe that, hey, he actually came here to warn us and try to help us out. So some people believe he's good, some people believe he's bad. I don't know where you guys fall on that spectrum, but let me know in the comments. I'd like to hear from you. And in Point Pleasant, West Virginia, they actually have a Mothman Festival. So the Mothman Festival is an annual commemoration of the visit of the cryptid known as the Mothman. It started in 2002, held on the third weekend of every September in downtown Point Pleasant, West Virginia. It's located next to the Mothman Museum and the Mothman statue, which I really fucking want to see. It's got a fat ass. The festival features a wide variety of vendors, guest speakers, live music, food, and events for all ages. People from all over the world come to experience the unique atmosphere and learn more about the Mothman. And Mothman, I play Yu-Gi-Oh. I'm a big Yu-Gi-Oh fan. And they've been coming out with some cryptid cards lately, called Danger cards. I have Danger Mothman. The new Yu-Gi-Oh cards, Danger Mothman. I do have this card, and I also have a Jackalope. There's also Nessie, Bigfoot, Tsuchinoko, Dogman. Um, Ogopogo just got released. Jackalope. I have Jackalope. Let me see. Mothman was one. Thunderbird. We have a Thunderbird. Chupacabra. So yeah, they're making cryptid Yu-Gi-Oh cards, which I'm actually really, really happy about that they're actually coming out with these. And they all look relatively cool. Like here is Ogopogo. He's pretty cool. We got Dogman. Wait, no, actually, here, hold on. There's Thunderbird. We saw Mothman. There's Tsuchinoko. Oh, there's Nessie. There's Chupacabra. Here's Bigfoot. And there's one more that I need to find, and that's Jackalope. I'll just type him in. Oh, nope, there he is. There's Jackalope. And they're all really cool cryptid cards. I want to try to collect them all, but I believe Tsuchinoko is like a $45 card, and I don't have $45, so I'm just hoping to pull it at some point because they have all these really cool cryptid cards that I want for my collection. I wouldn't play Dangers. I mean, they're really good, but I prefer black. So yeah. But now I'm kind of rambling at this point, so I'm gonna call it off for the night, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. It means the world to me. So if you guys like that video, be sure that like button. You can dislike it if you disliked it, but Sheep Squatch may tear up your room if you dislike it. So I suggest liking it to keep them away. Also, guys, if you're new, please hit that subscribe button. Become a member of the Crypto Crew today. I'm doing video live streams every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Also, I'm doing a little mini series where I talk about different cryptids and rate them on a scale of 1 to 10 based on their believability. So you guys can, I need a name for that too. So if you guys think of a name for that, please let me know. Also, guys, if you have any fan art or anything for me, feel free to send it to me. Any recommendations for streams, I love to hear from you guys. I don't know what I'll do next week, so it'll be a surprise for everyone, actually. I also do have some books upstairs, like some cryptid paranormal books I could probably read during the stream or something one day. I might do that. So I don't know. If you guys have any ideas, just please let me know. I get all these ideas from you guys. So pretty much like no suggestion is a bad suggestion for me. If you just have an idea or like something that you really want me to talk about on the stream, let me know. I'll talk about it. And yeah, pretty much nothing is a bad suggestion to me. And if I did the video, I've been wanting to come back, kind of do like go back into some of these videos again, like these older videos that I've done. And yeah, guys, actually, believe it or not, my one friend brought this up to me lately. I've been doing this these live streams for 7 months now, which is actually insane. So I want to thank you guys for being here with me for these 7 months, and it really does mean a lot to me. And I'm really glad that you're liking the series and liking my videos and just sharing in the love of cryptids. So I want to thank you guys. So with that being said, guys, I hope you all have a great weekend. I'll be back on Wednesday. I'm going to post a video rating another cryptid who I don't know who I'll do yet, but I'll post another one. And pretty much with that being said, guys, thank you guys for watching Cryptocast. I've been your host, Parker. Stay